Jamie and I met on an interview. I was interviewing for GlaxoSmithKline, and we went to a TGI Fridays, and I had Sharon Thompson interview me. And Jamie was sitting next to her, and I thought, oh wow, this guy is just so cute. But I try to keep my composure, and I felt at the time that we really hit it off from the start. And I wanted to seem very casual and at ease on the interview, so I helped myself to the appetizers they had in front of me, which was chips and spinach dip. And I felt the interview went fabulously. And when I got to the car, I called my mom immediately. She's my best friend. And I said, oh, the interview went great, and my new potential counterpart was absolutely adorable. And then I looked in my rear view mirror, and there was a huge piece of spinach in my teeth. It was very embarrassing, but made myself memorable to him.
It was obviously love at first sight. Actually, how it all came about was we were doing some interviews for a new potential candidate. I was actually looking to be a recruiter with GlaxoSmithKline, and our manager at the time, Sharon, invited me to come along just to give you an idea of what the interview process was like from their end of the spectrum, I guess, and to give an idea of what kind of questions they ask, why they ask them, and that sort of thing. And there was actually two candidates there. There was a girl before Laura, and then Laura was after her. And as it had kind of come about, the other girl actually was someone who I had known briefly through a company I worked at before GlaxoSmithKline, an Intervet, and just knew mostly, met her occasionally a couple times, heard a lot of good things about her work ethic and things like that. So Laura gives me a hard time, but I was actually kind of pulling for her the first time out. But luckily, very luckily, Sharon was blown away by Laura, not only in that interview but other interviews, and before I know it, she was my counterpart and my best friend shortly thereafter.
I think when you first meet Laura, you meet a breath of fresh air. She walks into the room and her smile brightens up the room. People are just naturally attracted to her, whether she wants them to be or not. But she has a way about her. She's the cherry on top of the sundae a little bit. She's amazing.
Laughter, of course, is the best medicine, and Jamie certainly gives me many doses of it. So he really makes me laugh, and that's really just amazing. Jamie is probably the most kind person that I have ever met. He just has the biggest heart, just the best friend that anybody could have, and it just makes me smile and my eyes twinkle to think that this is somebody that I'll have for the rest of my life. I just really, really love him. Our plans for the future, at least my plans for us in the future, is definitely to include that happily ever after ending. And there's no doubt in my mind that we will be able to celebrate our happily ever after. And I would love to have 3 kids. Jamie says 2. Jamie says 2 kids because he said by the time we're working on that 3rd, it will be triplets, and then we'll end up with 5 when it should have only been 2 to begin with.
Yeah, I thought I had her back down to 2, but apparently not.
Well, yeah. I'll bribe him with a cupcake or something like that.
I'm looking forward to having no more wedding planning done, but she's done a great job. So I'm looking forward to getting married, and I think both of us have, especially over the last 18 months, have seen enough to know that if you ever want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. So we just want the end of the story to say happily ever after, like she said, and we'll be fine with that.